So guys, here is our corset. This is the half length body after I already join it together. So I'm going to be showing you how I sew it step by step in this tutorial. So I would like you guys to sit back and watch how we are going to be doing it one after the other. So let's get into the tutorial right now. So the first where I'm going to start this tutorial today, I'm going to start from the sleeve, how we are going to join the sleeve and stuff before we move to the next step. So here is our sleeve right now. So here is the sleeve. I believe we all watched the cutting tutorial, how I cut it. So like I said in the cutting tutorial that we are going to move to the sewing tutorial in today's video. So this is the sleeve. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to go to the machine right now and I'm going to sew 3.5 downward like this. I'm just going to sew it like that. After sewing it, I'll go ahead. This one I've already torn it with lining. The flare I've already torn it with lining, so I'm going to go ahead and sew it all around. So that is that about the sleeve aspects. That is that about the sleeve. Can you see I already torn the sleeve and I already iron it as well. So I'm going to trim off this excess, and that is that about the sleeve. So after the sleeve now, the next thing we are going to do, so the next thing I'm going to do is that this is the back that we cut in the cutting tutorial. Here is our back. I already torn it with lining. I believe we all know how to do this because this is just a normal basic body sewing. So, and I already joined the half length with the down part. So the next thing I'm going to do on this back is that I'm going to add my zip to the back because I'm not doing corset back for this dress. I just want a simple something like that. So here is my zip. I'm going to go ahead and fix my zip on the dress, and the down part, when you are making your dress, depending on how you want it. For me, I always use 21 for my slits at the back. I always use 21 because I want my slit, I want to be able to work very well. So I always leave 21 for the slits at the back. So that is that about the back piece. So let's now get into our corset right now. Here is our pattern that we already cut. This is it. This is the lining. This one I'm touching right now is the lining. The lining I'll be using. I already had my stay with it. Can you see? I already had my stay with it. And here is the main fabric, Mikado material that I use. So this is it. This is it. The lining and the main fabric. I already add my my stay to it. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to go to a machine and start joining them one after the other. So how to join it? You are going to place this. No, not this one, sorry. You are going to place the middle one and join it straight down. The same with the side one, just like this. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how I'm going to join it one after the other. And here is this particular one is this is the yoke, the front yoke. So I cut lining for the front yoke as well. You can decide to use bias to turn your own yoke. There's no big deal there. You can still use bias, but I prefer to use lining. At times I do use bias as well, but for this particular one I just want to turn it with lining. And this is my cover for the bra cup. Here is my cover for the bra cup that I'm going to use because this is what we cut earlier in the pattern cutting. So I'm going to use it to cover my bra cup. So I will go to the machine now and start joining them one after the other. So let's go ahead and do that without wasting much of our time. But before that, before we go to our machine, let's cut out the panel, let's cut out the one I'm going to be sewing on our corset. Let's cut it out. So here I cut out 1.5 inch. From the beginning I cut out 1.5 inch, though I'm still going to reduce it to 1 inch by the time I want to sew it, because later I realized that 1.5 inch is too wide, so I later change it to 1 inch. So we are going to cut this as many as possible, because this is what we are going to be using as our panel for the corset. You can use bias as well. If you don't want to use the fabric, depending on the style you are making, you can as well use bias. I hope you are getting it. You can as well use bias for your corset. So I'm going to cut this as much as possible before we now go ahead and move to the machine to start sewing it. So the first thing I'm going to do is to I'm going to go ahead and turn my yoke. That's the first thing I'm going to do. So when you want to turn your yoke, this is the only place you need to turn, the neckline area. That's the only place you need to turn, just the way, in case you want to turn, even if you want to use bias, this is the place you need to turn. So after turning it like this, you go ahead and stitch the down part, the armhole side, and the shoulder area. You are going to stitch it down just the way I'm doing it. I hope you are getting it. So you are going to stitch it down just this way I'm doing it. So after doing it, you can trim off the excess. Can you see? So just the way I'm doing it, then I trim off the excess. So after you are done with that, the next thing you are going to do, here's my lining. Here's my lining. So I will just advise you that the way you cut your main fabric, you cut your lining the same way, and make sure that you add your stay to your lining as well. It will help your work to look so okay and good. So you are going to join it with just half of an inch. So you join it straight down. You are going to join it straight down, just the way you see me doing it. Can you see? So after you join it, this is how it's going to look like. Then you're going to go ahead and join the second one as well. So that is that about the lining aspects. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to join the main body just the same way I joined the lining. Just the same way you join the lining, you're going to join it as well. So this is it after joining it. Can you see? So you're going to go ahead and take it to the machine for the ironing. So I've done that. So this is the lining. Here's our lining piece that I already opened. Can you see? I already opened it. So I'm going to go ahead now and sew it on this our main body. Can you see? This is the lining piece. I'm going to go ahead and join it. But before that, this is our front piece, right? This is our main body, not lining. Here's the main body fabric, not the lining. And if you can see very well, this is where we join it. Now, I want to create more channel on this. So to create that, I'm just going to chalk. Can you see?
So I'm just going to go ahead now.
So
and
just like I was saying,
on the
you're just going to go ahead and open it.
So I'm going to rechop this one.
Just like I said that we are going to take it for ironing, and that is that about that. So
this
I'm
one
going to
that
go
I'm
ahead
rolling
now
out right now
and start
is
with
the place that I'm going to create
second
all
one.
my channel, because we have only two channel, like we have only two joining on the fabric, and I want to put more. So I just have to rule it out just the way I'm doing it. So I'll go ahead, I'll put two more at that side as well. Can you see that? So after I'm done with after I'm just trying to check if what I did has already passed my waist measurement. That's what I'm trying to check here. You check it to know whether it has, so that it will not pass your waist measurement. So this is what I have. So after I'm done marking out my channel place, I'm now, because I already opened the seam where I join it, I already opened it. So I will now go ahead and cut out the V shape. I'm going to cut the V shape now before I start to create my channel. I'll first trim it. I'll first cut out the V shape now before I start to put the.
So what I'm doing here is to mark out. So I place my tape measurement from 6 because I'm using 6 for the yoke. Then this is 15 for the half length. Can you see? So I'm just going to take my ruler and just roll it out. This is how I always do it. This is how I always do my own if I'm doing V shape, round shape. But if I'm making inbuilt corset, I'm not going to use this method. I'm not going to use this method. I'm going to use another method. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut it out. I'm going to cut this out. So this is it after cutting it out. Can you see? So I'm going to go ahead now and measure my waist measurement, which is 29. My waist measurement of 29. I'll mark it. I'll mark my 2-inch sewing allowance. Then I'm going to trim off the excess here. I'll trim off the excess. I don't need it. Can you see that? So after I'm done doing it like this, I'll now start to create my channel. So let's get into work now. So to create my channel, I believe you didn't forget when we cut the lace in the cutting tutorial where I cut the lace, these pieces of lace of 1.5 inch. So I said it in the cutting tutorial that I'm going to reduce it to 1 inch because the 1.5 inch is too much. So this is how you are going to fix it. So you're going to start fixing it one after the other. Just like I said that I'm going to trim it off. So let me just trim it off. I'm going to trim half of an inch away from this. So I will have 1 inch left. So the 1 inch that I have left, it's enough for what I want to do. Let me measure it for you to see that. So here is 1 inch. So I'm going to go ahead now and start creating my channel. So this is where I'm going to put my boning, and for this tutorial I'll be using non-sewable boning. I'm not using sewable boning. I'll be using non-sewable boning for this tutorial. So I'll go ahead and stitch it straight down, just the way you see me doing it. So after you are done stitching it like this, you are going to, can you see the way I'm doing it? then you are going to fold it a little bit inside. Just create a channel that your bony will enter it. That is just it. It's very simple. Just create a channel that your bony will enter it straight without stress. That is it. So I'm going to go ahead and start fixing it one after the other till I done fixing the boning on it. Can you see that? So this is it. I'm almost done. I'm almost done fixing it. So this is how you are going to fix your your panel. Yeah, this is how you are going to create that. Even if you are using bias, this is the same way you are going to do it, except if you are using sewable boning. If it is sewable boning, that means that you are going to sew the sewable boning along with it. The way you are fixing this panel, you are going to fix the boning along with it, not after fixing it like this that I'll be putting the boning. No, if you are going to be using sewable, is not. So this is it. We are almost done. So what I'm going to do now is that after I'm done creating my channel, before I take it for ironing, I'll first fix my boning on it. Before I take it for ironing, I'll first fix the boning on this. After fixing my boning, then I'll go ahead and take it for ironing and iron it very well. If you are using, whether you are using non-sewable boning or sewable boning, you need to iron it very well. It's very, very important. So this is what we have after we are done creating our channel. This is what we have after creating our panel. This is it. Can you see? So before, just like I said earlier, that after you are done doing it like this, before you take it for ironing, you need to fix your boning immediately so that you not do double work. So this is the boning I'll be using. This boning is just 1/4 of an inch. It's not up to 1/2 of an inch. I'm not using non-sewable, just like I said in the tutorial before. I'll be using this one in my hand. This one is non-sewable. So I will start inserting it one after the other. But before that, before you start putting it inside, I will advise you to trim. And when you are putting it inside, make sure that you leave 1/2 of an inch at the upper part and 1/2 of an inch at the down part, because your machine will not be able to press on it. I hope you understand. So just the way I do it, make sure that it's not straight so that it will enter easily. So after that, just make sure that you put it inside. Just like I said earlier, make sure that it doesn't reach the edge of this place so that it won't break your needle. And this is how you are going to put it. Just watch how I'm putting it. Like this, if you put it like this, see, then you use your hand to then you are going to cut it. Yes, you are going to cut it. I hope you are getting this tutorial. And you are going to cut it. After cutting it, before you insert another one, before you put another one, make sure that you cut the edge, not straight, just a little bit curvy, so that it will enter it will not be, so that it will enter sha. That's the essence for this one. That's the essence for cutting the edge. So that's how you are going to continue putting it one after the other. So immediately you are done fixing all your boning, you are going to take it for ironing. So that is that about that. So here is my bra cup. This is my bra cup. So what I'm going to do now is to take that for the bra cup, because this is normal bra cup. This is not push-up. This is not push-up bra cup. This is normal one. So if you are using normal one, make sure that you take that for, so that when you are done making it, the cup area will not be too, the cup area will not be flat. So this is it. You are going to take the dart 1 by, this is 1 inch, this area is 1 inch, then by 2 or 2 and quarter or 2.5 sha. That's how you are going to take the dart. Can you see here? I have 2 and quarter. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this off. I don't need this, so I'll trim it off. After trimming it off, it will give me what I want. This is a little bit curvy, not too flat like the other one. I hope you get it. So after you are done with that, you are going to repeat the same thing for the second one as well. The bra cup I bought is size 36. Don't mind this 38 you are seeing inside. Don't mind 38 you are seeing inside. It's a mistake from the person I bought it from. So we are going to repeat the same thing just like I said for the second bra cup. Then after we are done with this, we are going to cover our bra cup. Immediately we are done with this, we are going to cover our bra cup. Then we will move to the next stage, or to the next step. And here is the, so we are going to use it to cover the bra cup now. So just place your bra cup on it like this and leave at least half of an inch at the edge, and just sew it all round. Just sew it all round the bra cup. So just like I was saying, that's how you are going to sew it all round. You can decide to sew it the way I'm sewing it. You can decide to sew it the other way around. I hope you are getting it. So the same way you do this one, you are going to sew the second one as well. Just the same way you sew this one. And so this is it anyway. This is our bra cup here right now. I'm just trying to check very well. So this is our bra cup that we have already covered with the lace that we are using. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to sew this on our main body. So make sure that you start from the middle part here. This is where you're going to start from. Then you are going to sew it like this till then you sew another side. Doing it like this is better, but you can just sew it any way you think is better for you, because we have different ways of sewing something, you get. So I'm going to go ahead now and sew this my bra cup on this one, round it. I'm going to sew it all around it like that. So you're just going to sew it just like I said. So this is it. After this is how it's supposed to look after you are done sewing it. This is it. So you are going to repeat the same thing for the second one as well. This is the inside. This is how it's supposed to look. So you are going to go So we're going to go ahead and stitch the second back up as well. So this is it after sewing the two. So after you are done sewing your back up, you're still going to go ahead and iron it. So this is it. This is what I have here right now. This is it. I'm still going to take it for ironing and iron it, and this is the back of it. So before I comment on that one, you are going to go ahead and sew your lining as well, just the same way you sew your main fabric. You're going to go ahead and sew your lining just that way. So I'm just trying to sew my lining here just the same way I sew the main fabric. So I'm done with the lining as well, and this is it. This is my lining. So you are going to go ahead and stitch this like this. You stitch the upper part, you stitch it, then you stitch both sides. But before that I'm going to attach my my yoke to the main body, because I want to turn it. I want to turn everything in. I'm not doing top stitch like the other corsets, no. So I'm going to go ahead now and determine where I want to fix my yoke. Please kindly watch this place carefully, so that by the time you want to make your own, you will not have any issue at the end of the day. I hope you are getting it. So because this one now, after I fix my yoke, I'm going to check if it gives me what I want before I commence to joining it. Because since you are using this method will not give you chance to be opening, losing, opening and losing. No, I hope you understand what I'm saying. So you have to make sure that the yoke is fixed properly. You have to make sure that the yoke is fixed properly, so that at the end of the day you will not need to open it again. So when you fix it, check very well if the yoke is fixed properly. That is what I'm trying to explain here, since you are using this method of fixing the yoke. This is the normal way that it should be fixed. If you look very well, you would notice that one yoke is fixed properly, the other is not that good. So I have to go ahead and lose it and redo it. You get what I'm saying? So and make sure that you use the same measurements. Not like one yoke will be like where you fix one yoke will be bigger than the other one. Make sure that you use the same measurement for your yoke fixing. I hope you get it. So after I'm done fixing the yoke now, the next thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead, stitch the yoke down. Yeah, it's either you stick the yoke down or you stitch it together with the lining. So I'm going to go ahead to my machine now and just stitch it like I said before, that I will just stitch it down. Then I'll stitch the side as well. After stitching it, you will still need to iron it. So after stitching it, I'll go ahead and this is it after I'm done stitching it down. This is what I have after stitching it. This is the back view of it. Can you see that? Here is the back view of it. Here's the back view of it. So the next thing we are going to do now is that, we are going to add this to our to the down parts of the gown. Now this is how you are going to. Now before you do that, make sure that you confirm your measurements. Confirm if your back up is under your bust. You have your under bust. make sure that you check if your bra cup is under your bust. Make sure that you check that. Then you go ahead and stitch the down part down. You're going to stitch it down because now we are going to use this piece to cut the you're going to use this piece now to cut the down part of the V. This is how I always cut my own. Let me just show you that, how I always cut the down part of my corset gown. So what you need to do is to fold your fabric. You're going to fold the down part of your fabric. Yes, fold it into two like this. You're going to fold it into two like this. After you fold it, find chalk. Fold this one as well. Fold this one as well, and just place it as shown, just the way I place it like this, and use your chalk to mark it out like this, because this way I'm doing it. Mark it out like this. You can come in with 1/2 inch, or when you are cutting it, just make sure that you leave a little bit of it outside. This is it. Now I want to show you something new. I would like to show you something in this video, because this one, we are not just going to place this and just sew it down. No, we are going to do invisible sewing at the so that our work will be very neat. You understand what I'm saying? So that our work will be so neat. So this is what we are going to do. So the first thing I'm doing was to stitch down the down part of the corset. So I'll first stitch down the down part of my corset before I fix it on the down part of my half length corset. You know, I've not stitched the down part down. So the first thing I'm going to do was to stitch the down part down. So after I'm done stitching this down, then I'll go ahead and join it with the down part of the gown. So guys, if there is anything you don't understand in this tutorial, don't hesitate to ask any question. So I'm done stitching the down part down. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to this is our lace. This is the down part of our lace. So just place this. You are going to start from the middle. To stitch this, you are going to start from the middle and make sure that you remove your lining. Don't stitch it down with your lining. Don't stitch it down with your lining. If possible, I will advise you to pin it down so that it will be so easy for you to do. Or if you can just fix it straight down, there's no problem. You know what's best for you to do. You know how you used to sew your dress. So I'm just trying to pin it down. Don't pin it down with the lining, because after you sew it with the lace fabric, then you are now going to use the lining to turn it in so that your work will be very neat. I hope you are getting what I'm saying. So this is it. Here now I only pin it down. I have not sew it. So this is it. So I'm going to go ahead now and stitch it down with the lining. So you are going to turn your lining. Can you see that I just turned my lining? Then you are going to go ahead and just stitch it down like this. Doing it like this, it will make the work very, very neat. So this is how it's going to look like. Can you see it's very neat? Can you see that? So this is how it should be after you are done sewing it. Okay, so I'll be posting how you are going to join it. We are almost done, but this time has really gone so far. So I'll be posting. The next thing that we are going to do now is to join the shoulder and also join the body and fix the sleeve. For now, you are going to join your shoulder, or peradventure, let me just see if I'm going to explain it here once and for all, because I'm thinking the time has really gone. This is 38 minutes already. So the next thing we are going to do now is to join the shoulder. We are going to join the shoulder of the back piece and the front piece together. Then we are going to take our measurement, the body measurements. We are going to take the body measurements and go ahead to the machine and stitch it down. After that, the next thing we are going to do is to fix our sleeve on it. So I will advise you that when you are making a dress, make sure that you take all your necessary measurements on the table, so that by the time you get to the machine, you just go ahead and stitch it down. So after joining it with the sleeve and after sewing the body, this is what I have. Can you see that? This is how it looks like. It's very, very simple. I don't want to use a corset back for it, so I just feel like let me just use my zip for the back side, and this is how it is. If there's anything you don't understand in this tutorial, don't hesitate to ask questions. Thank you so much guys for watching this tutorial. God bless you and see you guys in another tutorial. Bye.